It's been so long since we've all met in this spot. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're going to get the show started here in a few minutes. I'm just waiting on late ass Rob. As soon as he gets here, we can make it happen. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great night so far. We're gonna have an amazing ass show here. We got a lot to talk about. Can't wait to see you crazy sons of bitches. I'm so excited. We're gonna get the show started here in a few minutes. I'm just waiting on late ass Rob. As soon as he gets here, we can make it happen. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody. Please utilize this time as we wait to go and get your favorite beverage of choice. Run on to the bathroom and take a piss if you got to. But you ain't got enough time to sit down. You're gonna have to wait for that. You're gonna have to squeeze and hold it. You're gonna have to squeeze and hold it, but go and get yourself an adult beverage. Go and get yourself a snack. Go and get yourself all the things you need necessary to get through this next hour? Question mark. And some change. Cause it's about to go down. If you've ever wondered what's actually going on behind the scenes here when the stream starting screen is up for any streamer, any YouTuber, any Twitch person, anybody, this is what you need to know. This is what's happening when this stream and starting screen is going on. Chaos and sheer panic. That's what's happening. I'm giving you a peek behind the curtain. It's chaos and sheer panic. All right, I think I think we've killed enough time here. Let's go ahead and get this thing going.
Special operation.
We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building. What's going on, you crazy sons of bitches? How in the hell are y'all doing on this fantastic Wednesday night? Shout out to my guy, Afghanistan baby. Oh yeah! With the first comment. J Productions is in the building. Danny Thomas is in the building. CBNZ's new never stayed lacking 45 with too many goddamn letters in his username is in the building. Chris Peace is in the building. Ashton is in the building. Panna saves? Like pancakes? Panna is in the building. Joel is in the building. What's going on? Nate is in the building. Giants Nation is in the building. Pushin' P is in the building. Y'all thought I didn't know what that meant, but I actually do, because I'm always in tune with what the streets is doing. I always knew what Pushin' P was. I was just playing the boomer role, you know what I'm saying? I was playing the boomer role, that's all. How are y'all doing tonight, man? Good to see each and every one of you. Always a pleasure. Always happy to see you guys up in this bitch. How the hell are y'all doing? How in the hell are all of y'all doing? So here's the deal, okay? Yes, we're behind. You guys know that this is not a professional thing, okay? Big Blue in the Bronx is in the building. What's going on? You guys know that this is not a professional thing, okay? This isn't a professional show. That's not what this is, right? This is just us linking up like we do to have conversations about stuff and things and stuff. This is just what we do. And it's been a minute since we did this. But I'm so happy to see all of y'all. So here's the deal. Waiting on late ass Rob, okay? Rob told me that he was going to be a little late to the stream. That's fine, okay? I'm using the old school camera because I got the other camera over here set up for the dual shot. And so we're going to do this for a minute, right? Until Rob get here. So in the meantime, in between time, what the hell y'all been up to? Man, y'all, what's going on? What's going on? Spring cleaning in East Rutherford? Damn right. Last time Pest was on YouTube, he ain't have a gray Obi-Wan Kenobi beard. I mean, listen. First of all, don't it look nice though? Don't the beard look nice? Don't it look nice though? Listen, man, this civilian life is nice because you can grow your beard out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Big Blue is in the house. What's going on, Marco? How the hell you doing? First time. Hey, this is the first. I think this is the first bearded PTA stream. So yeah, listen, man, there's a lot to talk about, y'all. There is a lot of stuff to discuss, and we got nothing but time. This stream is not brought to you by Summer Shandy, but I drink it and I like it. Cheers. Okay. Let's start off with some initial thoughts, okay? So, first and foremost, I don't need Just for Men, man. This is the look right here. This right here is the look. Don't hate on greatness, G-Nash. Don't hate on greatness. This is greatness right here, okay? This is greatness. All this that's going on right here. This is what you want to have when you finally get to be as cool as I am. Okay, let's start with some initial thoughts, okay? First and foremost, a lot of y'all know that I was at the last game of the year. And yeah, Chris, it is, man, but I appreciate you being here. So I was at the last game of the year, right? I went there, I met up with all the guys, all the ladies. We all met up, right? We stood out in the freezing ass cold. It was kind of snowing, kind of raining. It was gross as hell out. But we all met up. We hung out in the parking lot, right? And we did our thing before the game happened. And what's going on, Mark? How you doing, man? Appreciate you being here. So we go into this game, right? And there's no expectations in this game, right? We know that the Giants suck. We know that the Giants are ass. We know that this game is meaningless. We don't even really care about the game per se. We're just in there to act an ass. And let me tell y'all something. I was in that stadium acting an ass, okay? I was acting an ass. Now, not as bad of an ass as Nicky Snacks was, because Nicky Snacks got the boot. Nicky Snacks got the boot, y'all. Like, listen, check this out. Now, I'm not sitting in the same section with Nicky Snacks and Justin Pinnock, right? What's going on, Afghanistan? Good to see you, man. It was a good game, though. A good game for me to poop on. Now, I'm not sitting in the same section as Justin Pinnock and Snacks is sitting in, okay? So I don't actually see this. I don't find any of this out until after the game when we all linked up and went and had dinner, okay? And basically, Snacks was, oh, shit. I gotta end the stream, y'all. We gotta end the stream. Because this sorry son of a bitch, garbage face ass mofo, Billy Mays, is in the chat. And y'all know that there is going to be a forever feud between me and that piece of shit, Billy Mays. Fuck off, Billy Mays. Right, Chris? So listen. Snacks gets the fucking boot. Snacks gets the boot. And per Snacks, per Snacks, right? Security rolls up on him and says, "Hey, Red, it's time to go." Yo, they called Nicky Snacks Red. They called this dude Red. Hey, Red, it's time to go. Yo, this dude got kicked out of the stadium. They kicked his ass out of the stadium. Yo, I'm so sad that I didn't see it happen. I'm so sad that I had to get it, secondhand information. Vito, what's going on, Vito? How you doing, brother, man? Good to see you. I'm so sad that I had to get this secondhand information. When I tell you guys that Nicky Snacks, he is a fucking animal, okay? This dude is an absolute animal. And I don't know how drunk he was at the game. I don't know. I'm not hating on the redheads, Mark. I just thought it was funny as hell. And he's like, "Hey, Red, it's time to go." Hey, yo, who calls somebody, "Hey, Red, you're out of here"? He said he didn't call him Coach Garrett. You're out of here, Red. Who walks up to a redhead dude and says, hey, Red, get the stepping. Get the fuck out. You gotta go, Red. Yo, I thought that was so funny, man. I thought that shit was hilarious. Well, okay, Nate, I think that might be why Snacks got kicked out. Because I'm pretty sure he was chanting, "Fuck you, Mara," or "Fuck you, Getterman." I'm sure he was. Because they threw him out because he was cursing too much. Which is crazy. Because in my section, I'm cursing too. I'm in there, I'm yelling and screaming, "Joe Judge, what the fuck are you doing?" Like, we're going, everyone in the stadium is just going crazy. Everyone in the stadium is going crazy. There's nothing but obscenities flying, okay? And boos and you sucks. Like you would think that there was not a single New York Giants fan in that building, as much as the Giants were getting it from that very tiny crowd. There wasn't that many people in there. Very, very tiny crowd. Hey, yo, they was giving it to these guys. They was giving it to them. I yelled so much that my voice was gone. They was fucking giving it to him, and I was just like, God dang. But it was fun as hell. It was fun as hell. You laugh now, but you won't be laughing when the Red Rebellion rises up and you end up on your knees before. Listen. I don't got no beef with the Red Rebellion. I don't got no beef with the Red Rebellion. Okay, we good. Chill. 70-year-old security guards. Hey, Red, you're out of here. You know, he was drunk about 20 minutes before the game started between the Captain Morgan. That son of a bitch had us out there drinking Captain Morgan. You know, I haven't drinking Captain Morgan. I have not drank Captain Morgan in like 20 years, yo. It might actually, it might be 20 years. I can't remember the last time I drank Captain Morgan. So we show up. And these motherfuckers just pouring out Captain Morgan, and I'm like, all right, man. Cheers. Fucking who drinks Captain Morgan on a fucking Sunday? Who the fuck does that? We drink Captain Morgan on a Sunday? We barely. I don't even think it was noon yet. We're drinking fucking Captain Morgan? Jesus. I'm surprised Joe Judge ain't trying to make. I'm surprised Joe Judge didn't run no damn laps after calling 2 quarterback sneaks like an idiot. Okay, you know what, Ashton? Listen, man, we've all made mistakes, okay? We've all made mistakes. I wholeheartedly admit that I did run a fucking lap for Joe Judge. I did. I ran a lap, okay? It's when I thought he was cool. When I realized he wasn't cool, right? When I realized that this dude wasn't the guy, there were no more laps being ran. I ran 1 lap for the man. 1, okay? Chill. Just chill. Aren't you supposed to be shaking punts right now? I was alive when Morgan. Well, actually, Giants Nation. If Morgan is a captain, then that would mean that he'd start as a second lieutenant because he's a commissioned officer in whichever branch. He's probably a Navy, so he'd be an ensign. He'd be an ensign because he's in the Navy. Wait a minute. Whoa. First of all, Ashton, I stay pushing P. Okay? I stay pushing P. Chill. It was 1 lap. I ran 1 lap for the man. Chill. Hey yo. Oh yeah, Big Blue in the Box. Yeah, Big Blue in the Box was there. Yeah, I mean, listen. Drinking Captain Morgan at 11 o'clock in the morning? I don't know if that's the move, man. I mean, I was drinking it. Captain Morgan, though? We gotta do better than Captain Morgan. You in the mood for Captain Morgan right now, Mark? Come on, bro. Nah, we gotta do better than Captain Morgan. We have got to do better than Captain Morgan, all right? Like we... Ash is stupid. You would think that Morgan is no, Captain Morgan is clearly a naval officer. He's got a fucking pirate ship. He's clearly a naval officer. So he'd be an ensign, because that's the beginning of the commissioned naval officers. What are you talking about? The motherfucker's got a pirate ship. He's standing on a barrel on a pirate ship. The cannons is blasting. Jack Sparrow back there somewhere asking for more rum. Stop it. You guys are out of control. It's ridiculous. Hey, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Tequila? You guys with that fucking tequila. Listen, I drink scotch and whiskey. Like, that's what I drink. I like whiskey and scotch, personally. Maybe some bourbon every now and then. I might drink some Cavassier. I don't really drink a whole lot of Cavassier. Let's call Rob right now and figure out where the fuck he's at. Let me mute the mic. Hey, where the fuck are you at, sucker? Look at this sorry asshole. Look at him. Look at this sorry asshole.
I rebuilt my PC today.
I'm gonna rebuild something on you, motherfucker. Get your ass in here, sucker. Unprofessional as hell.
I'm coming.
Bye. Oh man, yeah. So yeah. The game was fun, right? But it wasn't fun because the Giants were good. No Henny. I like drink a little bit of Henny. If that's what we drinking, I'll drink a little bit of Henny, right? But I okay. First and foremost, not to sound like bougie or nothing, because I'm not. But I like expensive shit, man. I like old expensive liquor because it tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Like when you drinking like Hennessy or you drinking like Captain, you swallow it and it burns from here all the way down to like here. Nah, I'm good. I want something smooth with good flavor. You know what I'm saying? That goes down nice and easy, and all of a sudden you're drunk. Like that's the listen, the good expensive stuff, man. That's what I like. That's what I like. All right. I remember a time when we were drinking the cheap shit. I know some of the older heads in here remember getting liquor in a plastic bottle. I remember getting liquor in a plastic bottle, and that shit. I mean, it got the job done, right? It gets you drunk. It'll get you drunk. But my God, was it disgusting. Disgusting. All my old heads know about getting liquor in a plastic bottle. Remember at Fairfest where Kush said Larry Bird was better than Kobe or some shit like that? I mean, Kush says some ridiculous ass shit. I don't know. By Coke, you mean Coca-Cola? I don't know. Ash, you could be talking about shoveling snow. You drinking Henny and snorting? I mean, if that's what you're doing, man, I'm not here comes Wolves. Very distinguished gentlemen were in Paris, Wolves. Very, very distinguished gentlemen with good sentence structure, okay, and great credit scores. That's who was in Paris. That's who was in Paris. Chill. Hey, I mean, so listen anyway, Ash. I mean, like, listen, man. If you drinking Henny and snorting, I'm not judging you, man. I'm not judging you at all, man. You gotta. Hey, it's an upper and a downer, right? I mean, now we partying. Now we getting it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all good if that's what you're doing. I ain't mad. I'm not hating on that. You know what I mean? Little Henny and all right, sure, man. I don't want no. I'm good, man. I'm all right. I'm all right on that. I'll stick with my alcohol. You know, we live drug free life over here, right? But I'll drink the shit out of some alcohol. We drug free over here, but Larry is better than Kobe. No debate. Shut your stupid ass up. Shut the hell up, Giants Nation. What the hell? Giants Nation always talking some stupid ass shit. That's what he's good for. He's known and he's good for talking some ridiculous ass shit. And I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to stand for it, nor am I not going to deal with your bullshit. Ever since you watched Snowfall on FX. Your grandmother got you crystals. You was different. You was disappointed because there's other kinds of crystal that you like. Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! What did we do? What the hell did we do? Is what P? Is Henny and cocaina? Is that P? I mean, in some streets maybe it is. Maybe yes, I'm wearing pants, Wolf. I'm not Winnie the Pooh in it right now. I did say that I was going to film a whole video naked from the waist down. I haven't done it yet. Or have I? I definitely got pants on. Hey yo, you know what, Giants Nation? If you wasn't a mod in here, I would fucking ban you in a heartbeat for this stupid bullshit you're saying. Also, why is the P emoji not in the YouTube keyboard? I don't know, man. You have to do it from your phone, I guess. You have to do it from your phone. I am going to choke the life out of Rob. I'm going to choke all of the life out of this man because I don't know where the hell he is at. I did rebuild my computer. The motherfucker's holding up the whole show. No pants day? Listen, let me tell y'all. The best day is a no pants day. It's a no pants day. The best day. I have no idea what. What are you talking about? So AP, and here he goes with this AP better. I have pants on. They're pajama pants, but they're pants. Look, see? Boom, pants. I got pants on. I'm not Winnie the Poohing it out here. First of all, that would be very weird. That would be very weird if I was out here on some Winnie the Pooh. You know what I mean? Where's your wrench? You don't get no wrench, Ash. You don't get no wrench, Ash. You sorry son of a bitch. I gotta open it up over here and hold on a second. I'm gonna get. I guess I'll get you right, Ash. Hold on. There you go. There you go. Oh well, what do we have here? Look what the fucking cat drug in.
My bad.
Look at this dirty, sorry piece of shit right here. Look at.
Yep.
Look at this. Okay, what button is it? It's this button. Boom, there we go. All right, that's better. Now we can actually have a show. I had to sit here for 20 fucking minutes, right, and entertain the masses while you walked around with your penis meat flapping in between your thighs. Look at him deep throat that, y'all. Look at the skill. You see that? It's just a fucking weirdo. Just an absolute weirdo. Ashton, look at dumbass Ashton. Look at dumbass Ashton. Okay, so do you want to do your little thing? Go ahead and do your little thing, man. Go ahead and do the thing. Do it. You got it.
Finally, R0B and PTA have come back to Twitch.tv.
We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Yeah. We're on YouTube. We're not on Twitch right now. We're on YouTube.
And now, you jabronis are in for the show of a lifetime. We have the most electrifying Giants fan in all of entertainment.
Electrifying, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we have the most handsome. Can I say the R word? When you don't work anymore, word.
Yeah, you can say, yeah.
We have the most handsome retired man in all of entertainment.
I'm not actually retired though. Like I am retired, right? I have retired. I did retire, but I have a civilian job now, so I still work. I'm not all the way retired. Like that military retire don't pay the bills. It don't. So I got to get a real job. But go ahead, continue. I digress.
The most electrifying retired man in all of content creation.
That's me. Yeah, that's me. Mm-hmm.
Now, in today's episode, we're going to talk about the GM prospects. We're going to talk about potential coaching opportunities.
Sure.
We're going to talk about cuts. We're going to talk about signings. We're going to talk draft. We're going to talk about all of it. And...
Yeah.
Now, let me end it this way. If you want to be the man, woo!
What?
You gotta... Wait, that's not it.
That's not it. That's not it. No, that's not it.
This is it.
Good.
If you're not down with that...
No.
No,
that's not it. That's
not it either.
That's not it.
I got it. We're the best there is. The best there... No, that's not it.
No, that's not it. That's not it. And turn the goddamn alarm off. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
It's my fault.
Yeah,
This is it.
Go ahead.
If you smell what PTA and R0B is cooking.
You feel better now?
I do.
Can we like actually start the show now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay. Put your regular glasses on. Okay.
I am.
All right. Cool. I don't think The Rock would deep throat a whole ass Arnold Palmer. Like, you had Arnold Palmer all in your throat, sir. I don't think The Rock would start his day off with Arnold Palmer this deep in his throat. Like this deep in your throat. That's how deep Arnold Palmer was in your throat. Like tickling the Adam's apple.
Right.
It was like all the way down here. You might have felt it in your sternum a bit. Anyway, Rob, let's start with this.
Okay.
What were your initial thoughts as the news came out that Dave Gettleman had actually officially retired as the general manager of the New York Football Giants?
Obviously, I was excited. Definitely was excited that, he retired, fired, whatever you want to call it. I think the Giant fan base made it very, very clear, that we were unhappy with the productivity of the players on the field, the lack of addressing the offensive line, the bad contract signings, the free agency signings, things of that nature. And the fact that it just did not correlate to what he said he was going to do when he came here, which was he was going to fix the offensive line. He was
Right.
going to beef up the defensive line. He was going to address the skill positions. And he really didn't address the skill positions until last year, bringing in Kenny Golladay, drafting Kadarius Toney, which we really didn't get an opportunity to see them completely because the offensive line was in shambles. They were injured. So, we really didn't get an opportunity to see what they're truly capable of. I mean, we've seen Kenny Golladay before on Detroit, but so I was happy. It was finally, good to be able to turn the page, and I was ecstatic. I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but at the same point, it was time, and I was happy.
Yeah, I can agree. When the word first came out that he was going to retire, right, I was like, it kind of made sense. Like, okay, yeah, I could see it, right, because the Giants try to be a classy organization. They don't like firing people. It's just not a thing that they like to do typically, especially a general manager. I think we've only fired 2 general managers in our entire history. All the other ones have retired. And so, by the way, Chris, we're gonna get to that question you asked. So I like that question a lot. We're gonna get to that here in a little bit. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Now, I was at the stadium, as I was talking about before you got here. I was at the stadium, so we heard word that Gettleman was on the field with his family taking pictures. And I knew at that point, okay, confirmed, he's out of here. Like, he wouldn't be doing that. So when hey, I appreciate you, Nate. So when I saw the news of him actually retiring, like Dave Gettleman retired, it was bittersweet. Here's the reason why it was bittersweet. It was sweet because I knew it was time for him to go. I knew that man needed to be gone as soon as possible, okay? But it was bitter because he walked out the back door and didn't even say anything to anyone. And I was absolutely offended by that.
Is that really what he did?
I mean, he didn't walk out the back door, but he didn't do it. There was no press conference. There was no nothing. So he got to just leave. Like, hey, I showed up here for 4 years, fucked everything up, and I'm out. Bye. And it's like he didn't even have to like atone for the things that he did to this franchise for the last 4 years. As he sat there over the course of the last 4 years, telling us he's the smartest man in the room. What's going on, Taj? How you doing? Karen, what's going on? Telling us he's the smartest man in the room. Telling us how successful he's been. Telling us what his pedigree is. Telling us he knows what it's like to build a winning organization. He had done none of that. He just got to leave and not even say, hey, my bad, I sucked, y'all. Like, I really tried. I really tried to make things good, but I suck. Like, he didn't even do that. And I had an absolute issue with that because, like, for me, the things that he did to this organization, he literally drove us 100 miles out, turned around and drove us 100 miles back and dropped us off where he left us after promising us he was going to take us somewhere better. That's essentially what he did. Because we're right back where we're right back where we started.
Before we came here.
We are right back where we started before Dave Gettleman got here. We are right back there. Bad contracts, bad roster, terrible coaching, right? Organizations in shambles, and we're all looking like, okay, who's the next savior? Because it wasn't that guy who promised us he was. I absolutely had an issue with him leaving the way he did. I'm glad he's gone. Yeah. I'm glad he's gone, but I wish he would have at least had the balls to show up in front of the camera and say, hey, yo, I'm sorry I sucked. I tried, because we all, listen, we know Dave Gettleman tried. We know he did. We know he didn't go there and just say, I'm just going to collect a check and I'm going to go through the motions. We know he tried. At least for the first few years, he tried. Right?
At least do something before the season was over.
Yeah,
say, listen, at the end of the year, I'm retiring, I'm leaving.
We went through the entire season without hearing Dave Gettleman say a single thing.
To John Mara for stepping up and doing a press conference and admitting to issues and things that he made mistakes on and taking ownership of bad decisions. Mm-hmm. But the fact that Gettleman didn't do that, I mean, that's kind of fucked up.
I hate that. We did not hear from that man at all the entire year. And we have one of the worst seasons we've probably ever had, with the most embarrassing end to the season ever. And this dude was
usually does one halfway through the year.
Right. And this dude was just like, all right, y'all, take care. He left. And he just left. What the fuck, Dave Gettleman? What the fuck, bro? That was kind of my thoughts, and I kind of talked about that a little bit in my letter to Dave Gettleman video, because it's just you could have at least had the decency to say sorry before you left, right? Just say sorry. Just fucking say sorry.
Apologize to me.
Yeah, just say sorry, bro. You fucked up. Just say sorry. That's all I need. And I would be more than willing to accept your apology. Hey, y'all, I'm sorry. I tried. I really did. But I screwed the pooch on this one, so I'm going to get out of the way. I'd be like, you know what? Respect. Thank you very much for your time, DG. Get the hell on out of here. Bye.
Peace out.
Yeah, so yeah, that's my thoughts on Dave Gettleman. Okay. Right after Dave Gettleman retires, 2 days later, surprise, Coach, who the fuck is that gets fired? Tell me your thoughts when you saw that news. When you saw that news, what were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, we had conversations. I actually think we had a conversation a day or two prior
to
that even happening.
Yes, we did.
For about 45 minutes, and I said I was 50-50. I understood if they were to keep him because he came in to an absolute shit show. There was no players there. And it was almost like Judge was trying to rebuild the team from the ground up while Gettleman was still there and employed, because Gettleman didn't do anything to affect the roster. So he came in to a shitty offensive line. He came in, running back got hurt. Quarterback, was dog shit last year. Plus he got hurt as well. Lost your wide receivers this year and last year. No productivity from your tight end. The only real side of the ball that was showing promise was the defensive side of the ball. Special teams, other than Graham Gano, was
terrible.
Terrible. But I also understood getting rid of him. And, getting rid of him, you got to think, you're going to bring in a new GM. It's going to be hard to bring in a new GM. Maybe they could have a meeting with Joe Judge and say, hey, what's your thoughts? Where do you see this going? Whatever. And see if they're able to merit, and maybe the owner says, you know what, I'll give you a year, see what you can do. Or think of it like this too, is what coordinators would come in, what offensive coordinators would come in, and stuff like that to lead this if Joe Judge may not be the guy next year. Are they going to be taking that risk to potentially be on the streets next year? So I think that John Mara made the right choice, and I wish Joe Judge the best. And I hope that, and I think that he could be a good head coach. I just think that the Giants and where they were at is not where he was supposed to be. And so I understand it. I wish him the best. I thank him for what he's done. But I wasn't surprised on that one because I was good either way. I was good either way, whether he stayed or went. I will say, though, I'm happy that he's gone, because some of the prospects, that we're looking at, barring obviously who we bring in as a GM, is promising. So I was happy with the decision. I understood the decision. I support the decision, and I was happy about it.
Okay. So, yeah, we did have that conversation. I remember you telling you were kind of 50-50. I remember saying that I wanted him gone. And the reason why I wanted him gone was a point you just brought up just now. So who's going to go there and work with him literally for 1 year? Right?
Nobody.
Nobody's
going to.
You got 1 year to get this right or everybody's fired. Okay? You got 1 year. Get this shit right or get gone. And I don't know who would be up to that task. Okay? Aside from the people who are already there, you're talking about bringing in an offensive coordinator. Is an offensive coordinator really going to take that chance to? I come here for 1 year. Like from an ego standpoint, right? I could see somebody being like, I could be the difference here. I could be the difference maker. I can turn this program around with my offense. Sure, I could probably see somebody doing it, but it's very unlikely. Now here's the thing, because I call Joe Judge Coach Who the fuck is that, right? And I know I gave this man the business, okay? But let me just go ahead and say this right now, right here in front of everybody. It hurts my heart that Joe Judge is not the guy. It really, really hurts my heart. Because for a very long time, I loved this man. I loved the way he talked. I loved his swagger. I loved his demeanor. I loved his presence. I loved everything about this man until he stepped on the football field to coach the game. I really wanted Joe Judge to be the guy. And listen, every coach that we've ever hired, I've always, in the back of my mind, I've always said, man, I hope this is the guy. I hope that this is our coach for the next 10, 15, 20 years, because if he is, that means we're doing good. I really wanted Joe Judge to be the guy. I really, because he embodied what we needed as a coach until he stepped on a football field and coached the game. So, it sucks. It really, really sucks. I'm sure Joe Judge is going to go somewhere and be successful, okay? He's probably going to take a year off because he just earned $15 million, right? So he's probably going to chill, spend some time with the family. The last 2 years have been crazy. He's been in the building for 20 hours a day. So I'm sure we're not going to hear a whole lot from Joe Judge for at least a year, okay? He's going to take some time off, reevaluate his life, and then figure it out. And I'm sure...
Go back to college.
I was getting ready to say, I'm pretty sure, I think Joe Judge, maybe he belongs in college. Maybe Joe Judge belongs in a college program, because the way he is built, he's not built for adults. He's just not. He's not built.
Probably better with young men.
He's better with young men, college-age students who are out there trying to play football and make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Joe Judge will be fine wherever he ends up. Okay, I don't know where that's going to be. I don't know when that's going to happen. It really sucks that he wasn't the guy. But he had to go. He had to go. We're going to bring in a new GM, right? And you're going to tell this GM, hey, every facet of this team is yours to control except for the head coach. Except for the head coach and his staff. Everything else you can touch. No. No, nobody wants to come into that scenario. You know, you let the GM come in, you let him pick his guy, and you let him run with it. So like I'm fine that Judge is not here. I don't like anybody losing their job, but he did make $15 million. Okay, he gonna be alright for a minute. He made $15 million, and he gonna get another job at some point. Cause he can always put on his resume that he was the head coach of the New York Football Giants for 2 years, and the New York Football Giants is a prestigious spot. I don't care what our record is. I don't care how bad this team has been for the last 10 years. The New York Giants is a prestigious spot to go to. All right? It's New York. The football has the original owner's name on it. Okay? It's a prestigious spot.
Very true.
So he gets to put that on his resume of, hey, I was the head coach of the New York Football Giants for 2 years. I won, what did he win, 10 games? I won 10 games.
Yep.
In 2 years.
I won 10 games in 2 years.
I won 10 games.
But I'm made for this head coach.
I'm a 10 game winning head coach. I won 10 games.
How come you only got 10 wins in 2 years? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate right now. I have to check the tape.
Check tape right there. But I am a 10-win coach. I am a 10-win coach. He can say that. Technically, he's not lying. He is a 10-win coach. Okay, cool. Now, before we get into candidates and whatnot, Chris brings up a question that I really want to touch on. And I think we might have had this conversation, but now we can really have this conversation because it's a clean slate. So, the question was, I got to find a question. Okay, you're now the GM. Who do you pick up as your head coach? What direction do you take the Giants? So we know that the new general manager has carte blanche to do whatever he wants. Okay, so Rob Zero Gaming B Deep Throat. You are the new GM for the New York Football Giants. You have carte blanche to do whatever you want. What do you do?
So, I mean, for me, what I would do is I would want to, at this point, personally, I'd have to decide what I want to do with Daniel Jones. Am I going to keep him? Am I going to get rid of him? For the sake of this argument, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm going to get rid of him. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of him. I'm going to go get Russell Wilson. I'm going to make a trade. I'm going to get Russell Wilson. And I want to hire a defensive-minded guy for my head coaching position, probably.
Okay, wait. Before you continue, what are you giving up for Russell Wilson?
I'll give up for Russell Wilson, depending. I could probably give up my 7th-round pick this year.
7th-round pick? You mean the number 7?
My 7th pick. My 7th pick this
number
year.
Number 7 pick, okay.
Daniel Jones and either a first next year or maybe a 2nd-round pick next year. And those are the 3 things that I would give. I think that you could squeak by with giving them the 7th pick this year, a 1st or a 2nd next year, and then giving them Daniel Jones. They have a young quarterback that they can develop. They could see what would work in their system and everything like that. Their offensive line, their offense is in a little bit of a better position, and maybe he would do well out there. That's what I would offer. And then I'd go and I'd get a defensive guy for my head coach. Maybe names that I throw out there, Brian Flores, even though I don't really want to go with another Patriot guy, but Brian Flores could be a guy.
Okay.
Dan Quinn could be a guy. Todd Bowles, Raheem Morris. These guys would definitely be guys that I would look into, to bring in for that. Now, I could also bring in an offensive-minded guy. I could bring in a guy like Brian DeBall. I could bring in a guy like Eric Bieniemy. I could bring in a guy like Kellen Moore. I can bring in there's a guy, offensive coordinator for the 49ers. His name escapes me. I could bring him in. So there's options there. There's options there. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
I would trade Daniel Jones. I would go and I would sign Russell Wilson, and I can get more into that later on, and stuff like that. And then I would look into freeing up some cap space. Believe it or not, Russell would actually not be as much money as people think he would be this year, and it'll blow your mind when I tell you how much it would cost us. that would be my first thing that I would do.
Okay. All right. So, I am now the general manager of the New York Football Giants. I have carte blanche. I can do whatever I want. Okay, great. The first thing I'm doing is I'm firing everybody in the building. Okay? That's the first thing I'm
do
going
that
to do.
too.
That's the first.
Scouting, everything
Scouting,
like that.
medical.
Well, I think they already said that they're redoing the scouting department.
And analytics, everything. Everyone that's in there right now, I'm firing. Okay? I'm firing them all. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to revamp the scouting department, right? If I'm a GM, I already kind of have my list of people that I want to be my scouts. I'm going to revamp the scouting department. I'm going to revamp the analytics department. I'm going to revamp the sports psychology department. There was a sports psychologist on the staff. I'm bringing in a whole lot of sports psychologists, like 2, 3, 4 probably. I need sports psychologists up in here because it's New York City. The media sucks. The fans are rabid, and players need to go talk to somebody about their feelings. So I'm going to do that. The next thing that I'm doing is I actually am not going to trade Daniel Jones. I am going to hold on to Daniel Jones for the 4th year of his contract. The reason why I'm going to do this is because he is the bridge to something better later. All right? Because I have no intentions of picking up his 5th-year option. I'm not paying him $20+ million for a year. I'm not doing it, okay? I'm going to make him play out his 4th year, and this is your opportunity, Daniel. This is it, right? You either make it happen or you're probably out of here. So that's what I would do. Now, I hate saying this. But I think I trade Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon is a person that I trade. And here's the reason why. Y'all know I love me some Saquon Barkley. I absolutely love Saquon, okay? But I think that keeping Saquon here is potentially a detriment to us in the future because he's going to expect to get paid. I don't necessarily think Saquon is going to take a hometown discount to stay here and help the team out. Now, I could be wrong. And maybe I have to sit down with him and ask him that question. Like, listen, contract time coming up. Like, what are you trying to do? Because if you want to stay here, it's not going to be a Christian McCaffrey contract. It's not going to be some big ass contract. So you got an option here, okay? You can be traded and you tell me where you want to go, or you can be traded and I send your ass somewhere. Like what are we doing here? Because I personally don't know if keeping him on this roster is going to help this roster right now. I don't think it will. I think at this point Saquon needs a change of scenery. I think Saquon needs to go somewhere where the team is already doing well. They already have all the pieces needed for a quote unquote superstar running back. We don't have the pieces to set a superstar running back up for success. We don't. So send him somewhere like Odell Beckham Jr., right? Odell Beckham Jr., he got to change the scenery. And I'm not sure if that humbled him or not, right? Going to Cleveland where he's not really used. I don't know if that humbled him or not, but now he's over in LA. He's happy. He's having fun. He looks like the Odell Beckham of old. He's doing great things. Sometimes players just need to change the scenery. What's going on, Nerd Cage? Now, Chris says franchise tag Barkley $8.6 million. I don't know if I even want to do that. I can get a running back anywhere. I really can. I can get a running back anywhere. And I understand how special Saquon can be. But he ain't been that special here, except for his rookie year. Same thing with Daniel Jones. Their first year, they look amazing, and then what? Nothing. Injury-ridden. Just not available. So I don't know if I keep. I don't know if I keep Saquon. I do think that I keep Daniel Jones for 1 year. Let him prove, hey, he's the guy. If he's not the guy, then he's gone. And we'll deal with that when we have to deal with that. I would also not take the 5th and the 7th pick. I would trade probably the 7th. I'd be willing to trade the 5th depending upon the team and what their needs are. But I think I'd rather take the first bite of the apple by using the 5th overall and trading down the 7th overall to get more drafted capital for next year. We are not going to be that competitive this upcoming season. That's the reality of it, right? And we know that this class is not a great quarterback class. So I need draft capital for next year. Who wants number 7? I need a first round pick next year, and I need a little package for this year. I don't mind only having one first round pick to use this year, but I need another first round pick next year. I need it because if our guy is there, I want to be able to trade up and get him. Like if there's just a rock star there, I want to be able to ensure that I get that guy for this team. So that's the next thing that I'm doing. I'm trading number 7. Okay. I'm still trying to walk away from this draft with 4 offensive linemen from somewhere in this draft, not necessarily, all in the the higher rounds, but I want to walk away from this draft with 4 offensive linemen. I want to walk away from this draft with a pass rusher. I want to walk away from this draft with a middle linebacker that's a good developmental piece. Like that's my plan, is to find the future of this team utilizing this draft. I need to draft well. I need to be prepared, and I need to find the future of this team in this draft so that I can put all the pieces together and give Daniel Jones an opportunity to prove he's the guy. And then if he doesn't prove it, I can go get my next player. I don't care about this year. I don't care about how many games we win if we make the playoff. I don't care. My goal right now is to fix the foundation of this organization, the foundation of this team, and get us prepared to be competitive in year 2, in year 3. I am not, and as a general manager, I'm going in front of the microphone and I'm letting you know, like, listen, we don't care about year 1. Year 1 is about building the foundation of this team. Okay, so don't come screaming at me if we don't win the Super Bowl year 1. I'm trying to win multiple Super Bowls in the future, not one Super Bowl today. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay. We've talked about that, although you did say you were going to blow my mind about a Russell Wilson contract. I'm dying to hear it, Rob.
So right now, Russell Wilson this year is due $37 million is what he's due this year.
Okay.
His dead cap hit is $26 or $27 million.
Mm-hmm.
So if he were to be traded, that is what the Seattle Seahawks would have to pay him this year, is what they would be paying him, is about $26 million.
That depends on the negotiation because they could ask the Giants to take some of that dead cap.
But we would be. So we would actually be taking on paying $11 million out of his 37 that he's due this year, unless we're splitting. The way that it would work is if we're splitting the $26 million dead cap hit money,
right,
where we're paying half. So if they trade him, and this was up in the air, if they trade him and he still has to get his $37 million, then we'd be paying $11 million for Russell Wilson this year.
Okay.
He's got 2 years left on his deal. Next year and the year after, there's an opt-out clause for them in 2023 to where they wouldn't have to pay him anymore. They could just cut him and they wouldn't owe him any more money. So at that point, after next year, you could renegotiate his contract, or after you do the trade, you could renegotiate his contract, pay him whatever the amount that he was going to get for doing the trade that year that you agreed upon, and then you restructure his contract for the other one.
Hefe! What's up with you?
What up, Hefe? Or if they're splitting the dead money at that point, that's $26 million. That's $13 million apiece. That's still not bad. So you figure you could get, you're giving up some capital when it comes to the first round pick this year, Daniel Jones, which we all are ready to move on for him anyway, and maybe a second round pick or a third round pick. But you could get Russell Wilson for anywhere from $11 to $13 million for this coming up season. Now, there is a way for the Giants to free up about $63.4 million in cap space. They have to restructure, and we talked about this. They have to restructure a few players. They have to restructure guys like Sterling Shepard. They have to restructure Graham Gano, Kenny Galladay, Leonard Williams, and there's one other, Logan Ryan. They would have to restructure those guys. And then we'd have to cut about 6 or 7 guys that really aren't productivity for us anyway. Guys like Darius Slayton, Kyle Rudolph, O'Shane Zimenez, Riley Dixon, who we hate anyway. Players like that. And we would free up a good amount of cap. So you figure you're going to allocate probably about $20 million towards the draft. You're going to allocate probably about $20 to $25 million towards free agency. The rest of it you keep in your back pocket in case you need to do a re-signing or a restructure deal during the season. Or you need to go ahead and maybe you need to sign a free agency due to some injury or something like that. So, there are ways to make this happen and to make this and to do this right, if they were to do it the right way. But getting Russell Wilson would not cost the Giants an arm and a leg. It'd be about $11 to $13 million this year.
Well, we all know that the salary cap's not real. The Saints proved that to us. The salary cap's not real. Okay, so did the Rams. Salary cap is not real. It's just a fake number, right? So I'm sure we'll figure out a way. Around this salary cap issue. I do agree that there's going to have to be a lot of restructures. There's going to have to be a lot of cuts. Giants fans, be prepared for your favorite player to not be on this team anymore. Because I honestly don't think a whole lot of people are safe. There's only a couple of safe people here. It really is. Andrew Thomas is safe. Xavier McKinney is safe. Maybe Kadarius Toney is safe. I think we're stuck with Galladay. He ain't going nowhere. Leonard Williams is probably not going anywhere. But Blake Martinez ain't safe. Bradbury's not safe. Like, there's a lot of players that are not safe on this roster. There's a lot of players that may not be here the start of the next season. So prepare yourselves for that. And that's what has to be done. That's literally what's going to need to be done. I don't understand contracts, okay? Y'all should know this by now. I'm not the guy to talk about contracts. I don't even know a whole lot about these general manager candidates, okay? I don't. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know. So I don't know all the ins and outs about salary cap and all that, okay? But I do understand that we are going to have to get rid of quite a few people because we've got to figure out some cap space going into this offseason, okay? Because for us to, what are we, negative 3 million? Is that what
Negative $3 million. Yeah.
We're negative $3 million in terms of our cap space, which is just disgusting, okay? They got to figure that out. They have to figure that shit out. So I'm waiting right now. First things first, I'm waiting to find out who the GM is going to be and then find out who the head coach is. But I'm very, very interested in who is going to actually make it through this offseason and still be a New York Football Giant, because there ain't gonna be a lot of y'all. There ain't gonna be a lot of y'all left. All right, let's move it along because what are we at, an hour? We got an hour? Okay, that's not bad. All right, so let's move this thing along as Rob just gets up and walks away. This is just.
I'm just taking my fan.
He's just so unprofessional. He's just like, he pulled the Dave Gettleman just now. He just got up and left. What a sorry son of a bitch. Okay. So let's talk about the GMs. Let's talk about the GMs. Okay. Let's talk about the potential coaches, right? And then we will get ready to wrap this thing up because I think that this conversation is probably going to cover at least the next 30 minutes. So hit
maybe
me
longer.
With, yeah, maybe longer. So hit me with your feelings about these candidates, and I've got to actually pull this list up because I don't know. I don't really know all these people. I'm just being completely honest. I don't know who all these people are.
Well, we've got Adam Peters, Joe Shane, and Ryan Poles, who have been. He was checking the tape. I
Checking the
was.
tape. Yeah, it was.
That have been asked for final interviews or a second interview.
Yep.
We also have, I believe it's Joe Ortiz or something like that. I don't know.
I don't think he got called in for a second interview. Did he?
He didn't get called in for a second interview. Ortiz was part of the interview process. Osenfort was part of the interview process. Cohen was part of the interview process. And there was also another guy from the 49ers who was part of the interview process. But the three finalists is Adam Peters, Joe Shane, and Ryan Poles from Kansas City. My opinion on them, all great. I mean, when you look at the teams that have been, there. I mean, Joe Shane has been, with the Buffalo Bills, I believe, since 2016, 2017. When you look at what they were able to do, came in with a bad cap situation. They got rid of guys like Stephon Gilmore. They drafted guys like Matt Milano, Rosenyu, Josh Allen, Singletary, and the list goes on and on. Ed Oliver, just a lot of stout players. Tre'Davious White they drafted. So they brought in a lot of stout guys. And they came in with the situation of a cap situation. And to me personally, my front runner is Joe Shane because he's been and he's dealt with a situation like what the Giants are going through. Draft capital, bad contracts, no cap room. He's dealt with that before. So I think that he would be able to come on in and really just be able to provide what we're looking to do, which is cleaning up the contract situation and going through with draft picks. I mean, the guy is in on the office Monday and Tuesday, figuring out if they need to sign people, what they need to do due to injuries, checking with trainers. Wednesday and Thursday, he's on the road. He's at colleges, scouting, looking at players. Friday, that's Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, he heads back to Buffalo, goes out to a college game on Saturday, gets back into Buffalo on Sunday, ready to do his next 2 days, and he does the same thing the following week. So the guy knows what he's doing. In regard to Ryan Poles has been there, I think, since 2009. He's worked with John Dorsey. He worked with Scott Pioli. He's worked with Andy Reid. So, and he's very, very well respected. And he's been around there for quite some time. When you look at some of the guys that they were able to draft, I'll give you a few. Dontari Poe, Tyson Jackson, Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, Clyde Edwards, Travis Kelce. The list goes on and on. So they've drafted a lot of great guys there. And clearly they've kept him there because he knows what he's doing. When new regimes came in, they kept him there. And he's well respected in that organization. And I do feel that he would bring stout guys. And look at what they did in the offseason. They had an offensive line issue in the Super Bowl. What did they do? They signed Joe Thuney. They went out and traded for Orlando Brown. And now that offensive line is playing really, really well. They're in the playoffs. And, in the beginning of the year, they weren't playing very well. But it was the first time they gelled together, and now they're playing phenomenal. They fixed the offensive line issue. They had the issue. It was the offensive line. They addressed it immediately and got it taken care of, which was a great thing. They know that offensive lines win football games. And regarding to Adam Peters, again, great guy over there. They've built an amazing contender in San Francisco. Drafting guys like Deebo Samuel, Fred Warner, Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, DeForest Buckner when he was there, not D Ford. What did I say? I said Fred Warner. So they've drafted a lot of guys. Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and the guy Mitchell that they got in the 6th round.
Yes.
He's playing very well this year.
He's
playing
very
very
good.
well.
Yes,
So
he's played very well. Yes.
They've done an amazing job with that organization. And the 3 things, if you look, is that these guys know how to get players in the draft that are going to be impactful players, that could be cornerstone players of the National Football League. Here's my objection. The reason why I'm leaning towards Joe Shane is that Kansas City has never had to deal with a cap issue. The San Francisco 49ers have never had to deal with a cap issue. The Giants have a cap issue.
Yeah.
Joe Shane dealt with a cap issue when he got to Buffalo. And that, for me, is the reason why I'm leaning more towards bringing in Joe Shane, because I feel that he would be more equipped to handle the situation that we have with the cap, with that going on, being able to handle that. He's not afraid to cut players. He's not afraid to sign players. He's not afraid to do what he's got to do. He proved that already. Right. So, there's a lot of things that they could do potentially, and I think that would be the guy to do it. Not to mention, everybody wants to say, oh, Brian DeBall this, Brian DeBall that, whatever. I don't know. Bill Belichick, we agree, is probably one of the best defensive mastermind coaches in the National Football League, and the motherfucker Brian DeBall put up 47 points.
He kicked the shit out of him. He kicked the shit out of Bill Belichick. Yes, he did.
Kicked the shit out of Bill Belichick. So I know that there are people, our buddy Max, he lives up in that area, says that there's a lot of mixed feelings about Brian DeBall and his capabilities. But, I mean, when you look at what he did, there's no denying what the guy did in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's no denying what they've been doing offensively this entire time. It's a tricky situation because you want to bring in an offensive guy, really, if you decide that you want to keep Daniel Jones, because you want to try to maximize on what you can do. Like you said, it's a prove-it year. Bring him back his 4th year, see what he's got. On the flip side of this, too, if you're going to go and you're going to get a guy like Russell Wilson or something like that, or an Aaron Rodgers, you want to have somebody there that those guys trust and respect and have seen. You don't want to bring some guy in and Aaron Rodgers is coming in and he doesn't know who the hell this fucking guy is, because Aaron Rodgers is going to control that. He's going to control that huddle.
Right.
He's
it's Aaron Rodgers.
Everything that's going on the field. So he's not, he's no pushover. Same thing with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson would come in. He's going to control that line of scrimmage. He's going to determine what plays we're running. He's got to be able to gel and mesh with those guys. And one way that you're going to bring those guys in is if you have somebody there that they respect. And there's no chance that they would not respect Brian DeBall and what he's been able to do, seeing what he's doing with Josh Allen, see the different route combinations. I watched the highlight tape, and again, it's highlights, but every single time that Josh Allen dropped back, somebody was fucking open.
Yeah.
Somebody was open. Whether it was a tight end, a slot, an outside guy, somebody was open making plays. Running back out of the backfield, somebody was always open based upon the route concepts that he had going on the field. So, that's my take on it. I am leaning towards Joe Shane, but all three are great, great choices. I think would do a wonderful job with the organization. But whatever they're going to do, they need to do it quick. Because we don't have that much time.
Yeah.
It's already the 20th of January. It's going to be the 20th of January here in just a few hours. And you've got the Super Bowl is February 13th. Free agency is about a month after that. The draft is about a month after that. So they have to be able to, if you're going to come in, you're going to redo the scouting department. You're going to bring in a new head coach. You're going to bring in a new coaching staff more than likely. You got to get this GM, that GM needs to be in place by Friday.
Oh, I was going to say he's going to be hired. He'll be hired by Friday. Whoever it is, he'll be hired by Friday. Yeah,
because you got to get that ball rolling.
I think
you have to evaluate the staff. You got to evaluate your scouting department. You got to do interviews for your head coaching job. You got to evaluate players. You got to get ready to scout players and get ready for the draft. You've got a lot of shit you got to do, and you don't have a lot of time. And on top of that, you got to evaluate what's in your locker room, and you got to decide who you're cutting, who you're trading, who you're keeping, who you're restructuring. There's a lot of shit to do and not a lot of time to do it. So they have to get it done fast.
Well, I would anticipate, because the last interview is supposed to be tomorrow of the finalists that they've announced. So I would think that they're going to do this last interview, and then somewhere between Friday and Monday, they're going to announce who it is. And then we'll start doing the coaching candidates. Now, for me, right, again, I don't have a lot of information or knowledge about any of these executives, okay? Like, I don't typically give a shit about executives, y'all. I'm sorry, that's just how I am as a fan. I don't care about the executive per se, right? Because I know that coaching is the most important thing. You know what I mean? When it comes to this game. However, I will say this: when I initially saw the list of candidates and I saw the teams that they were from, I sighed a breath of relief, because there wasn't a single person with ties to the Giants in this list. And I was like, thank you, God. Thank you that they're bringing somebody. Oh, here's where you're hiding. Viz is in here. He's a piece of shit. Kush is in here. He's crying about, BBS singing the Eagles song. Whatever. But when I look at these finalists, right? I feel very similarly to the way you do. And here's why. All three of these candidates have done an amazing job as part of the executive staff in building their respective rosters, right? Mm-hmm. All of these teams are all playoff contender teams, of the future, right? Kansas City, Super Bowl champions, okay? Back-to-back Super Bowls, right? San Francisco was just recently in the Super Bowl, even though they got mollywopped. But recently in the Super Bowl, and, always a contender. And in Buffalo, who appears, honestly, it appears like Buffalo runs the AFC East at this point. Like, I know we always have to be concerned about New England and what their capabilities are, but my God, the way Buffalo steamrolled New England, I don't know. This team looks like they're the future right now in that division. So we've got executives from 3 different organizations who are winners. Okay, but as you said, San Francisco didn't have to worry about contracts. Yep. Kansas City ain't worried about contracts, although I think they're gonna be worried about contracts here in a couple of years. I think they're gonna be in some sticky situations here. But Buffalo has been in the same position as the Giants have been, and to be able to go into a situation like Buffalo, because what was it? When did he go there? Was it 4 years ago? I believe. Was it 4 years? I think he spent, because he was with Miami initially, and then he left with the current Buffalo general manager to go up to Buffalo. So when he got there, Buffalo was kind of in shambles. Bad contracts, like you said, not a good roster. Just kind of a mishmash of a team. And they went in there and they cleaned all that up. And that's exactly what we need here, in New York / New Jersey, is we need somebody that's got the experience of fixing a broken organization. And Shane was at Miami, which was a broken organization for a little bit there. Maybe they still are. Who knows? Especially getting rid of Brian Flores. That was stupid. But and then going up to Buffalo, who at the time was kind of a broken organization. So I can understand why Shane. I can understand why. I can understand why he is the top candidate, because he fits what we need right now. He absolutely fits what we need. So I can totally understand that. Personally, I don't have a favorite because I don't know enough about any of these people to have a favorite. I just don't. Because again, I don't really give a shit about executives. I kind of don't until it's our executive that it's either great or sucks. So yeah, that's kind of the way I feel. I don't have a favorite, but I can understand why these guys are the finalists. I can understand. Is it Shane? Is that how you say it? Or Sean? Shane?
Joe Shane.
Shane, okay. I can understand why Shane is the top candidate because, I've watched some videos that some of our that some of our contemporaries have made, right? Talking Giants, Justin Pinnock, he did great breakdowns on all the finalists. I saw Mike Too Nice talked about it a little bit. I saw Tanner talked about it a little bit. I saw a whole bunch of people talking about these candidates, and that was good information for me to digest. But I still don't know enough to say, oh yeah, this guy's my favorite. Whoever the best man for the job is, please just hire that person and let them come in here and do whatever they want to do, because they're coming from winning organizations, and we've sucked for the last 10 years. So whatever we're doing is not good, and it all needs to go in the garbage. All right. Fuck Viz, okay? He's I don't know what the fuck Viz is talking about. Viz is such a punk ass bitch. He's such a punk ass bitch, chilling in his gated community. Anyway, let's talk about coaches. What are you thinking in regards to coaches? Who are the guys that you want? Who are the guys that have you the most interested right now?
I think for me, it's Brian DeBall, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, Eric Bieniemy. I'm going to put Brian Flores in there. Obviously, because I don't think that he should have lost his job in Miami. I think he was doing a great job. I think just some things with inside the organization, caused him to lose the job, or for them just to kind of part ways, so to speak. Todd Bowles. I think Todd Bowles was a good head coach as well. I just think that he had a bad general manager that really just didn't help him out a whole lot. So those would be my guys: Todd Bowles, Brian Flores, Brian DeBall, Kellen Moore, Eric Bieniemy, those would probably be my top guys. I'll even throw Doug Peterson in there too, because I don't even
Dougie P.
Dougie P. I don't think that Doug Peterson did a bad job with Philadelphia. I think that what happened to him, I think he was just a scapegoat for Howie Roseman. I think Howie Roseman wanted to move on from Wentz, and I don't think that Dougie P wanted to, and so they forced him to play Nate Studfeld, or Doug Peterson did it on purpose to lose his job, and he wanted to get out of there. And now look, they traded Wentz, they got rid of Hurts as the starting quarterback, who's fucking terrible. He's awful. And I don't think that he would be a bad head coach, honestly. I mean, their offense was good. I mean, they had a good, solid offense as far as moving the football, passing the ball. He wasn't afraid to go for it on fourth down. He had he wasn't doing no fucking QB sneaks on 3rd and 9, backed up in his own fucking end zone. I tell you that shit right now. So, he wasn't doing that shit. So, those would be the guys that I would probably look at.
Okay. All right. Some guys that really pique my interest right now. Eric Bieniemy. He has always piqued my interest. So that's one guy that I look at and I go, okay.
Which I don't think that we would actually get him unless Ryan Poles got the job.
Probably not. But Bieniemy is a guy that I've always liked. Wink Martindale from Baltimore. You don't like Wink Martindale? I love Wink Martindale, man. I
think that the style of offense that he would be bringing in is more potent toward great running back, like great running plays, whatever he's drawn up as far as their running game.
Wink Martindale is the defensive coordinator. He's not the offensive coordinator.
Oh, okay.
He's the Ravens' defensive coordinator. I like Wink Martindale a lot. And Baltimore's defense is always good as shit. Like, their defense is always good. So to have someone like Wink here to continue the tradition of New York Giants defense, like, I know the Giants way is going away, but that doesn't mean that we can't be some bully ass mofos on defense. Like, that don't mean that we can't still be the bullies on defense. So I like Wink Martindale. Flores is an interesting development. I don't understand why this man was fired in Miami. You took a team that was literally floundering. Okay, they've been the laughing stock of their division. They've been the laughing stock of their division for so damn long. This man beat Bill Belichick down every time he saw him. Every time
4-2 against Bill Belichick. Every
time Bill Belichick had to look in that man's eyes, he sit your dumb ass down, Bill. Like, this guy is such a good coach. Man, I don't know what Miami is thinking, aside from the fact that I think he didn't want Tua, and Miami's like, no, Tua's our guy, get out of here. That's the only thing that makes sense. Like, I know he was interested in Deshaun Watson, and they want to go with Tua. So maybe that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that him being available is interesting. I know he's a Belichick disciple. I know Belichick disciples don't do well, and I get it. But he's from Brooklyn. He is from Brooklyn. So listen. I'm not saying he's my number one candidate, but he's somebody I'm talking to. Like, hey, come here, let me holler at you real quick, man. Like, what was the situation down there? What's the reason that you're not there? What happened? And what could you bring to us? I'm not saying that he is my number one candidate, because I don't think I have a number one candidate as it stands right now. I personally think that we should not go into this coaching surf with a number one candidate. We should talk to as many coaches as quickly as we possibly can and figure out who we like the most, and then hire that mofo. But I would definitely have a conversation with Brian Flores. I would 100%. He's got to come in the building. We got to talk. I need to know what's going on with you. How does BME always on the market? I don't know. I don't know how he's always on the market. Apparently, he doesn't interview well. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. The man's smart, right? I know Andy Reid kind of calls a lot of the plays, but BME has a lot of input on that game plan, okay? And there are a lot of plays that he installs into that game plan. So like, I don't know.
When you look at coaches that have come from Andy Reid, Matt Nagy, Doug Peterson, Eric Bieniemy, all offensive guys. Yeah, Matt Nagy got fired, but Chicago's offense wasn't no slouch. Like, they moved the football. They ran the football. They were able to pass the football. Same thing with the Philadelphia Eagles. They ran the football. They passed the football. Like, they moved the football. So, I would arguably say that Andy Reid disciples have better luck than fucking Bill Belichick disciples, apparently.
They do. They do.
Know what I mean?
And you know what? Because I saw that there was what's going on, Evan? How you doing, brother? He said he don't want Flores. There were disagreements in the front office. That's what I think it was too, Evan. I saw that we requested an interview with Dan Quinn. Now, when I first saw it, I was like, oh boy. But I don't hate it. And here's the reason why I don't hate it. If they are requesting an interview with Dan Quinn, that means that every single finalist that they've spoken to so far has Dan Quinn on their list. And they're like, well, shit, if everybody wants Dan Quinn, let's just go ahead and get an interview with him. So, like, and here's the deal. I know that Dan Quinn fell on his face in the Super Bowl. I understand that. I get that, okay? But let's just be honest.
Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator.
He was. This is true. He was. But Dan Quinn's the head coach. Okay, so you go there and you grab fucking Kyle and you say, you run the fucking football, you asshole. Like, you just, because it was working. I don't know why they went away from it. They tried to get too cute. I don't know. I don't know what the deal was with that. But I know he fell on his face in the Super Bowl. I know that. But this man turned Atlanta into contenders for quite a while.
And they were always contenders, really,
and
for the most part.
They were always contenders when Dan Quinn was there.
They didn't always make it.
No.
They were always fighting.
They was always in the thick of it. They were always in the fight. They were always in the hunt for the playoffs. They were always a team that when we saw them on a schedule, we went, okay, that's going to be a rough one right there. So, like, let's...
the things you got to look at, too, from this perspective, guys, as well, is... Dallas has some good players on their team.
They do.
Especially on defense.
They do.
And I think that Philadelphia is probably a quarterback away from doing some damage in the division as well. You have to bring in somebody that knows the division, in my opinion, that knows the division. You take Dan Quinn off the Cowboys, that defense is going to go to shambles, because they were as dominant as they were because Dan Quinn, where did he come from?
Yeah, listen,
Legion of Boom, baby.
Yeah,
came from Seattle. In your face, knock your ass out, plain tight coverage. That's where he came from.
Yep.
That's what got him the job with Atlanta, was the Legion of fucking Boom.
Yep.
So You had Cam Chancellor back there. You had Earl Thomas back there. You had Sherman back there. You had Browner, Maxwell. You had all of these guys. So ultimately, he comes in, and again, it is what it is. We're just using him as the topic of the conversation. He comes in, that defense automatically is taking a huge step in a positive direction. Now, guys like James Bradbury, who wants to play in-your-face man defense, don't fit that mold. He's not fast enough. He doesn't have the athletic ability. He's not that guy. Adoree Jackson, he could play man-to-man defense.
He can play man-to-man, yeah.
That guy could play man-to-man. Aaron Robinson, that guy could probably play man-to-man defense.
I'm
excited for that man.
I like Aaron Robinson.
Excited for that dude. Very excited.
That's a good pick.
Darnay Holmes, he could play man-to-man defense.
He sure can.
He sure can.
He sure can.
Now, what you do is you're playing man-to-man. What does that allow you to do? It allows you to take that playmaker you got back there, that man wearing number 29, who could be your Earl Thomas, Xavier McKinney. Yeah, there he is right there. You got yourself a brand new number 29. Hell, go get yourself a hard-hitting safety, make it number 31, and there's Cam Chancellor. So very, very easily he could have a very big effect for our football team because he knows the Cowboys offense. He was a part of the organization. Doug Peterson was in the division. He knows how to play the teams. How many times? I don't think that when Doug Peterson was a head coach, I don't think that we ever beat the Eagles.
No, we didn't.
When Doug Peterson was the head coach.
No, we didn't.
They were doing something right. Okay? We couldn't stop their offense, and they beat us every time. So, those are some things to consider. And quick comment. In regarding to the Brian Flores thing, Brian Flores definitely would be a good signing. The culture came in there, went 4-2 his first year, 10-6, made the postseason. Lost 7 straight, then won 7 straight. It would be a great morale. There's no question, that he would be good and respected coming into the locker room. At the same point, Miami was kind of set up way different than we were. Miami had a lot of fucking cap space. They were able to make fucking moves. Yeah, they traded away guys like Laramie Tunsil and Minkah Fitzpatrick. But, the whole biggest thing, if you're getting Brian Flores, whatever team is getting Brian Flores, is getting Deshaun Watson. Like, it's going to be a package deal. That's what they want. Deshaun has already came out publicly, not publicly, but in his inner circle and said that he wants to play for the Giants. I don't see that happening. Personally, if I had to make a recommendation, I would probably say that Flores is going to be going to Houston because they're going to try to rekindle the relationship with Deshaun Watson to bring him back.
You know what?
Your coach. We brought in your guy. Come on back. Let's win. Let's do it right. This and that. That's where he's going to go. So,
sorry,
I'm going to make the call. I'm going to make the call now. I say that head coach and GM is going to be Joe Shane and Brian DeBall. That's going to be that's
where you're going. You calling that right now?
I'm calling it right now.
Okay. I mean, listen.
If not DeBall, Dan Quinn. It's going to be Dan Quinn, Brian DeBall, and Joe Shane is going to be the thing.
As I thought about Dan Quinn today, I convinced myself that I would not be upset with it. I 100% would not be upset with it. And I have to use that same logic on like a Doug Peterson because at the end of the day, right, these guys were successful.
They were.
We can't be afraid of a former head coach that got fired, okay? Like, we can't be afraid of that. So I have to kind of open my mind a bit to who it's going to be. But we can't even really do a lot of speculation until we get to the general manager, which I am going to predict is going to happen at the absolute latest. I think it'll happen on Friday, but at the absolute latest, they'll make an announcement on Monday. Like Monday at like 11 o'clock in the morning. They'll do a press conference.
Like with Dan Quinn, when he lost his job at Atlanta, I mean, they had a bad year, but the thing is Julio Jones was getting older. He really wasn't productive. I actually think he was hurt that year. So really, they only had Ridley. They had no tight end, really. The offensive line was in rebuild mode. The defense was in shambles. They lost a lot of their guys that they had on there. I think so. It was just the team just kind of whittled down, and it wasn't the same team and everything like that. So, it was time for him to kind of step away. He's been with Dallas for a couple of years. Their defense has been phenomenal, and stuff like that. So, he could definitely come in and, I mean, look at the amount of pressure that they were able to create. We can't even get pressure like that. Imagine look at a guy like Randy Gregory and Micah Parsons. Randy Gregory has always been an average pass rusher. This year he was pretty fucking dominant. He was he was a pretty impactful fucking player.
Yeah.
And think about think about what Dan Quinn could potentially do. Again, I'm not praising the guy, saying I want him or whatever. But if you're bringing him in, think about what this man could do with an Azeez Ojulari.
Yeah.
Think about what he could do with a young Azeez Ojulari.
Yeah.
Think about what he could do with a Dexter Lawrence. Think about what he could do with a Leonard Williams. Think about what he could do with these guys. So it's a possibility. Even fucking Zoe Carter. If he's there, he's there. If he's not, he's not. But there are options here. Obviously, we won't get into free agents or nothing like that. But
it's too early. We're not even going to do that. It's too early for all that.
I've got some names. I've got a list.
Listen.
And stuff like that I'll put together.
We are definitely going to talk free agents in the future. All right. We're definitely going to talk free agents in the future. We're definitely going to talk draft in the future because those are things that we're going to do. But we're going to take this shit in baby steps because that's the way that the Giants have to do this. All baby steps. So here's the deal. We are going to get ready to cut this bitch off. So Rob, closing thoughts on anything that you want to touch on before we get out of here.
No, I mean, it's good to finally, have some optimism. I think I actually have more optimism now than I did last offseason when, we did fairly well. Just because, it's going to be a new regime. I like what John Mara came out and said that the GM and the head coach will have the say on player personnel, draft, free agents, unless they have a criminal history or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was throwing a little shade at Deshaun Watson and being like,
maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe.
But, it's a possibility. But, I mean, there's a lot to be excited about. It's a lot to be excited about. I'm excited to see what they're able to do. I'm more or less excited to see what this general manager is gonna do with the challenge. Mm-hmm. I look at this Giants job as a challenge.
Yep.
Challenge with the cap, a challenge with the draft picks. I mean, we have 5 picks within the top 90 in the draft.
I mean,
that's a lot.
Think of this. The person that comes in here and turns this fucking thing around will be a god. He will be a whoever comes in here and turns this organization around, no question about it, will be a fucking god. It's the New York Football Giants we're talking about here, okay? Mm-hmm. If you can turn this team into something spectacular, you're a god. And you're not just a god in New York, you're a god everywhere. You're a fucking god everywhere if you can turn this around. So, like, I know people are like, oh, man, this isn't the destination, right? But it kind of is.
The
moment
that they fired Joe Judge, this became probably the hottest job on the market.
If you come here...
Because of the draft capital that was available. I know the cap is bad.
The cap is bad, but the cap's not real, so it's okay.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you can always fix the cap. Yeah. You can always fix the cap. You can always cut players. You take your loss. But having 2 first-round picks within the top 10 of this year's draft, that gives you option to be able to get a player You could trade and get more picks. You could trade for a player. You could do a lot of different things with that capital.
Yo, you could be an absolute fucking psycho and trade both firsts. Like, you can trade both of them. We moving back both of these because we getting ready to get a haul out this bitch. Like, you could be a psycho and do that. Like, you absolutely can.
I am a little bit worried in regarding to, and I know it's too early. You want to do baby steps, but real quick, who is probably somebody that you'd like them to see take with that 5th pick? You know, with that that would be available out of the mocks that we've seen. Who is that? Because my guy is Evan.
Is it Neal? I was getting ready to say
I don't know how the draft is going to go. I've seen
it kind of has to be
Evan
Neal.
Neal going first.
Yeah.
To Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I've had it to where I've gotten Thibodeau going to Jacksonville. Then Pickett going to Detroit at number 2.
Yeah.
And then you had offensive. I think another defender going at number 3. I think the Jets pick at 4. They don't need an offensive lineman, so they would probably go another defender, a corner. There's a corner, I can't remember his name, which would leave Evan Neal to us at 5. I'm thinking, in my opinion, if we could get past the first 2 picks, I think Evan Neal is ours. I don't see the Jets taking Evan Neal and taking another offensive lineman. They took Veritaka last year. They've got another young guy that they took the year before who's starting to play pretty good. They got Mekhi Becton. You're not going to draft Mekhi Becton and draft Evan Neal and have him play right tackle,
right?
Opposite, Mekhi Becton. And I don't think you're going to move Mekhi Becton from left tackle that he's been playing for 2 years and move him over to right tackle. I don't think you're going to do that. So unless Detroit or Jacksonville, Stingley, there it is. Yeah, Stingley, that's the corner. Unless Jacksonville or Detroit take Evan Neal, I say Evan Neal is our pick.
Hey,
now,
hey,
we
Viz,
could move up.
hold on a second.
We could move up.
Hold on a second. Hey, Viz, we got edits or what? Do we have edits? Cause even though I hate your fucking guts, right? Even though I hate your fucking guts, you called Kadarius Toney last year. Who you calling this year? Who we getting? Cause Viz told me Kadarius Toney's gonna be a giant, and he was right. I give credit where credit is due, even if you're a piece of shit like Viz. Viz, you gotta let me know in the next few weeks who the Giants are drafting. I want to see if you get it right 2 years in a row. I want to see. So, but yes, I agree with you about Evan Neal. I would take Neal. If Neal's not available at 5, I'm trading back. Cause
what about there's another tackle? There's another tackle I think out of Michigan or something like that, isn't there?
Yeah, but I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know if he's a player that's gonna get picked.
Viz, you got us taking a fucking corner.
He says he likes Sauce Gardner more than Stingley.
Okay.
Yes, this year.
Yeah,
Viz,
this year. No. Who we drafted in 2024?
Viz got it. Viz got it right. He got it right for the draft last year. I need to know who we're getting this year. He needs to let me know. But Kyle Hamilton, is that his name? Kyle Hamilton? Is that the lineman?
Hold on, I'll find it.
Anyway, if Neal's not there, I'd probably trade back. Probably trade back and see if I can grab that center at 7. I try to grab that center at 7. I trade number 5 back. I'd take the center at 7, and then I take whoever's BPA, however far I trade it back. But again, I've been talking about trading back to get a first round for next year, because I think next year is when we need that extra round. I think next year is when we need that extra first round pick. Because if we're going to go quarterback, we're probably going to have to move up and get it. Oh, that's right. Kyle Hamilton is a safety. Yeah, Kyle Hamilton is a safety. He's a stud. You're absolutely right.
Charles Cross.
Charles Cross.
He's from Mississippi State.
Hamilton is that safety, and Hamilton is a stud. I just watched some highlights of him. He is a stud. Linderbaum is the center guard from
this right here is a mock draft that just popped up. I looked at it the other day. It was updated January 19th of 2022, just for the sake of the conversation really quick. They've got Kayvon Thibodeau going number 1.
The edge rushers from Michigan. Yep, Viz caught it. I was getting ready to say Iowa because the edge rushers from the edge rushers from Michigan. The old boys from Linderbaum is from Iowa. Yeah.
Kenny Pickett, number 2 to Detroit. Aiden Hutchinson to Houston. George Kolofitis from Purdue to the Jets. They have Evan Neal going to us at 5.
I'll take that.
Malik Willis, quarterback from Liberty to the Carolina Panthers.
Really?
Then they have us going with David Ajobo, defensive end outside linebacker from Michigan.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that, but I do think that we need to trade back one of these picks. I do think we need to trade back. Just so we can have that extra draft capital. But okay, listen, y'all. We gave y'all a preview of the draft talk that we're going to do in the future.
We're going to be doing a draft night party?
Of course. Actually, well, it's going to depend. And here's the reason why it's going to depend. License plate guy is doing a draft party up in Jersey. And I might go to that motherfucker. I don't know yet. But if I don't go, then yes, we're doing a draft party. So here's the deal. Listen, y'all. We're going to be here on Wednesdays, okay? This is.
We'll be on time next week.
Yeah, right. This is my new co-host. Officially, this is the new co-host for PTA Sports Live. Okay, we might have to change the name of these Wednesday shows, right? But we might have to we're gonna have to figure out a better name. But Rob is officially my partner on Wednesdays when we're talking about Giants. So listen. For my guy, my brother, R0B, I am Bearded Pest The Analyst. And we greatly appreciate y'all for taking the time to come over here and hang out with us and talk a little bit of football. There is so much to cover, and we are going to do a whole lot of content for you guys live on Wednesdays. And sometimes we might slide on over to Rob's channel over on Twitch and do a little something there as well. So,
believe it or not, your boys actually started uploading some YouTube videos.
Oh, whoop, whoop.
So we could even get, a little YouTube live stream.
Hey, listen.
Like that.
We're gonna be doing a whole lot. Here's a beautiful thing that's happening, and I don't know if you guys are noticing it, but all of the Giants content creators are all coming together. Okay, we're all working together. We're all trying to get, integrated with each other and doing stuff. So you guys, you listen to me on Twitter Spaces with Eli and Kush after the games, right? You listen to me on Boiling Point, which is typically on Wednesdays. I don't think there's one happening right now. Maybe there is. I don't know.
I don't know.
But Boiling Point, you hear me over there. Rob and I are coming together. We're doing some stuff. I'm going to be doing some more work with Fisk Vegas, okay? I'm going to be probably doing some work with Chrissy Entertainer sometime in the future. I'm going to be doing work with Talking Giants. Like, we are all slowly starting to work together, okay? So you're going to see a lot of cross-pollination from a lot of the content creators because we all love and respect each other, man. And that's what it's all about, right? Is a commonality and love and respect. This is becoming more and more of a family every day, and I absolutely love it. So listen, we are getting ready to slide the hell on out of here. But we greatly appreciate y'all for spending time with us. We will see you guys next Wednesday, but we'll catch you around the Twitter verses. We'll catch you around the Twitch verses. We'll catch you somewhere in the YouTube verses. But for Rob Zero Gaming, I'm your boy Pest the Analyst, and we will get up with you guys later. Deuces!